Hey guys, it's Devin with My Guitar Guide. Today I'm going to show you how to play an A chord on the guitar. I've got 3 tips I'm going to cover with you, and then I have a bonus for you at the end, so let's jump right in. The A chord on a guitar looks like this. That's how I hold it. Now there are lots of ways to play an A chord on the guitar, but for this lesson we're just going to focus on this shape, which you can see right here. Some of the things to keep in mind with this chord: you're not going to use this top string, this fattest E string. You're just not going to strum it. So that can be something to pay attention to. When you're strumming the chord, you do not want to hit that string, just the lower 5 strings. One trick you might use there, and guitar teachers may tell you to do this or not, but I'll tell you can try it, is you can kind of hook your thumb over a little bit, and you're not holding down that E string, that top fat string, but you're putting your thumb on it just to deaden the sound a little bit. So if you do play all 6 strings, you're deadening that top string because you don't want to hear it for this chord. So let's look at how to actually hold the chords down. It's a very simple chord, and you're going to hold 3 strings down at the 2nd fret. Here, here, and here. Now there are different ways you might be comfortable with placing your fingers on that. If you use this pattern, you're going to get these 2 fingers close to the fret, which is a bonus because the closer you can be to the fret, right behind it, anytime you can be close to the fret, that's a good thing. You may choose to hold it like this, in which case your top finger is a little bit behind. But either way, you can hold it like this or like this. So tip number 1 for playing the A chord is to make sure you check each string. I'll call it a buzz check. You don't want to get any buzzes on the strings. So let's do a buzz check. Just the bottom 5 strings. We'll do each string one at a time. Now, inevitably, when you're first learning the chord, you're going to get some buzzes. It might sound like this. Right? Something like that. So just do the buzz check every now and then, and your goal is to get to a clean sound on every string. So that's tip number 1, do the buzz check. Tip number 2 with the A chord is practice getting in and out of the chord. So practice going from this to this to this, nothing to the chord. And obviously that's going to take some time to master, but what that will do is acclimate you to getting into the chord fast. Because one of the hardest things to do when you're learning to play guitar is to change chords, right? You might get the A down, but when you switch, that's going to be hard. So if you practice right up front, getting into the chord and getting out of it, and getting into it and getting out of it, that's going to help you a lot in all your subsequent guitar playing. So tip number 2, practice getting in and out of the chord. Tip number 3 would be to use a metronome. So I've got a metronome here. You can use an app on your phone or something on the internet or whatever. But it's important that while you're using your left hand technique and learning the shape of the chord, of that A chord, you also want to think about it in musical terms. You're not just going to hold down the chord. You're also going to be strumming or plucking or playing at some point. So even if you're just learning the chord, try practicing with a metronome. Get the metronome going, and then you can practice strumming or just any kind of rhythmic pattern. And it may sound terrible at first. In fact, if you're just learning this, it's going to sound terrible, and that's fine. That's part of the learning curve. Everybody that's ever played guitar started out sucking. Keep that in mind, that when Eddie Van Halen first picked up a guitar, he sucked at guitar. Now, he probably caught on pretty quick, but there's a period where everybody that plays guitar sucked at guitar. It's totally fine to be at that place. You practice and you move through it. Those are the 3 tips for playing an A chord. You want to do the buzz check. You want to practice getting in and out of the chord. Nothing, in, nothing, in. And you want to play along with a metronome so you can get the sense of rhythm. Very important. Okay, now I've got a little bit of a bonus for you guys. I'm going to talk about 3 songs in A that you might want to learn once you get a hang of things. The first song would be an instrumental by Eddie Van Halen, 316. It starts like this. something like that. But it's all built around that A shape, so that'd be a nice instrumental tune to take a look at. The second song in A to check out would be Silverchair Tomorrow. That song's based around the A chord as well. The third song you can check out in A would be Pearl Jam's Alive. Of course, my timing could use a little metronome there, so I may go back and practice that tune. I hope this has been helpful, and as always, it's up to you to practice and get better at those components. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.